Hey, what's up? What's happening and what's going down? It is your boy, the Ruxman, coming at you guys live and direct today. Guys, today we gonna be taking it all the way back to the classics. Guess what? We gonna be unboxing the bang, boo, Nintendo or Super Nintendo NES Classic. Let's jump right into this, y'all. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and say, you know what? I'm surprised. I've been looking for this little device for about a month now. They were incredibly hard to get on the first wave. I don't know what wave this is considered, but I guess Nintendo kept the promise with saying they were going to get more units out. So I actually bought one unit for my wife. She went nuts. She loves the thing. She went and unboxed it, so I couldn't get that for you. But another friend of mine, aka the Viper, you guys may have known him. He's put a lot of stuff on his channel for us, brought us a lot of products. The Viper said, you know what? Unboxing mines for the people out there. So without further ado, guys, we're going to jump right into this SNES Classic box and show you exactly what you can look forward to. So first things first, let's give a little credence to this N64 shirt that I got on right here. This was actually picked up by my brother. He said, man, I got to get you some cool game shirts for when you're talking about game stuff. And what a coincidence that after I received that shirt, I got a chance to pick up one of the Nintendos. I think it was a, I don't know what you call it. Maybe a stroke of luck. Let's call it a stroke of luck. But anyway, guys, let's take a look at the outside of the packaging. So very reminiscent of what we seen, you know, back in the days when we got the original Super Nintendo. Of course, you always got the Nintendo license seal, a picture of the actual console. Now, there is another version of this console that looks like the Super Famicom, which I'll put that up in somewhere in one of these little boxes up here so you can see what that looks. Really looks cool. I couldn't find that one. I think that one's for overseas or something like that. But this one includes 21 different games, including Star Fox 2, which was never released. So from on the front of the package, we see we got Star Fox 2, never released, now included. Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, F-Zero, Super Mario Kart, and Zelda and many more. Let's look off to the side. As you can see, this person is holding a Super Nintendo in the palm of their hands. That's pretty exciting because the original one, while it wasn't big, it was definitely not this tiny. So on the back, we got the list of all the available games here, all 21 of them. And I'll read them off to you if you want me to. But what we got here is Contra, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy III, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby Superstars, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, I'm so terrible, Star Fox, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, which is Super Mario RPG, the subtitle, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, a lot of super stuff here, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Yoshi's Island. And you got all the different arts and graphics right there for you. And on the other side, we got a picture of the controller. But I'll tell you a little bit about how I came across this, guys. And it doesn't look like we're gonna need surgical precision from Susan today because it's no real plastic on this. And don't freak out if you see yours like that when you go pick it up, because the one I bought my wife also did not have one of those little plastic seals on it. But I happened to be in Best Buy over the weekend, you know, just grabbing up some odds and then looking at the new stuff that came out. And I caught one of the managers walking around with one in his hand, and I kind of freaked out a little bit. And I, you know, because you're thinking he's like taking it to somebody else, and he's like, "Do you want it?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I want it." And he's just handed it to me, and he went back, and I said, "You got more?" He said, "Yeah, we got a couple." So heads up, guys, I didn't know they had it. I wasn't going in there looking for it. Don't go online, man. Sometimes you might just come off better taking a chance, walking into your local Best Buy or any other store that sells this type of stuff and taking a look at it. So first thing we're greeted with upon opening the box is we got a little Nintendo booklet. It's got some booklets and things in here. No one really cares about the booklets, but I'll shift through them real quick just in case you guys want to see. So just a warranty and agreement form here. Little booklet probably has, yeah. Oh, I actually like a little poster style. This is very reminiscent of old Nintendo. They always would give you these posters with the games. So I actually, this is a very nice touch. I'm happy to see that. It brings back a piece of my childhood. I grew up on Nintendo, so I'm a much older dude than you guys are, probably. The guys that are watching this, the guys and girls at home that are watching this. I'm about 16 years old, strong 16 though. But let's jump into it, man. Let's see what we got in the package. So I already know we got our power brick right here. It's a USB power brick, and it is branded Nintendo on there for those of you who are wondering. So you will not confuse this with another power brick. Branded Nintendo power brick right there with a USB on it. And we got a controller here, and I'll go ahead and take this controller out. Very reminiscent of what we know of the Super Nintendo controller. Feels extremely familiar. The buttons are all, I don't know if they exactly did this after Super Nintendo controller, component for component. The D-pad feels a little stiff to me, but I broke mine in over time, so maybe that's how it was. I can't remember how it felt when it was brand new, but it feels really good. Really good, really nice, clicky buttons. To start and select feel the way they always did. Left and right feel fine. Now, one thing I noticed is the connection piece. So the traditional Super Nintendo connection for the controller is not present here. So this one uses what the old Nintendo Wii used and the Wii U. So you could, I guess you could plug this into a nunchuck and use that as well. But we'll get into that a little bit more in a few. So we got one controller here. So it does come with, it looks like a second controller. Like I said, I already know because my wife has it. But a second controller here. So we got two controllers. We got our charging plug here. It comes with an HDMI cable that I can see right here. So we have an HDMI cable. I can show you HDMI, but if you guys haven't seen it by now, you shouldn't be, I shouldn't say that. You should still be buying these things, but I'm just picking on you. Let's put that off to the side. So HDMI cable, so you don't have to buy that from the store. That's always good. And this is going to be the USB to micro USB charging that you would use for the little adapter right here. So that little power adapter, for those of you who need a little extra help, just plug that in there, and this plugs into the back of the Super NES Classic so that you could charge it up and keep it powered. Well, not charge it. It has to stay plugged in, so I shouldn't say charge it. But this right here is where it all gets exciting, guys. Because, like, I haven't even taken it out of the thing, and I've done it. I've watched my wife, take hers apart with no respect. She just dug it out the box. She didn't give it any kind of love and respect or joy. But anyway, that's enough about that. But, dude, like, get a look at this. Like, this little baggie contains a Super Nintendo. Like, how freaking cool is that? Like, how awesome is that? Like, this is it. Like, in the palm of your hands, like the Super Nintendo. I never thought I would see the day that something like this would be possible, even though, you got emulators and everything like this. But how cool is it for Super Nintendo or Nintendo to go ahead and put something like this together? So, obviously, there are going to be some of you that are wondering if the cartridge slot is active. This is just decoration. It's just grooves cut into plastic. The Super Nintendo cartridges are way bigger than this. Just in case you're wondering, that eject button, another thing that does not work. The power button is functional, so you can see that, and the reset button is functional. So those will both function. Reset kind of has like a spring action. Power has a little click. You click it up to turn it on, click it down to turn it off. Now, nothing along the sides as you would expect on Super Nintendo. We got a little bit of vents right here for ventilation. We have a charging port right there for the micro USB. And then we have the HDMI connection. Now, to some of you, younger generation don't recall, Super Nintendo did not have a HDMI connection. So no 1080p connection to your TV. So this is kind of what makes this exciting, because I still have my original Super Nintendo. I should have dug it out for this so that you guys could see the size comparison, but I still have that, and it did not have it. It had the audio video red, yellow, and white cables that you plug in that are now starting to disappear from TVs now. So to see them include HDMI with this is awesome. Now, alongside that, we also talked about the controller, and I'll bring that controller back up, having a different plug on the end now. So it has, like I said, that little Nintendo Wii style connection right there that doesn't look like anything unless you're a big Nintendo fan and you've been, you know, keeping up with them over the years. You wouldn't know what this was. But if you look at the front of the Nintendo, you remember that little style they had there for plugging things in, and it just does not go in there. So what you have to do is there's actually a little flip down here, and if you hook underneath from the bottom of it, you can just easily slide it out and flip it down, and it's on a little ribbon cable. I don't know if you guys can see that at home, but it's on a little ribbon cable that gives you exposure to the 2 ports that you could plug your controllers into, and you could just plug that right in there. Now, while I'm not in love with the design of this little pull-out flap, I do really like that they gave us 2 controllers. And I mean, you know what? I haven't taken the chance to take a look at the length of the cord on this controller. And I know we got one in the room and it's hooked up, but let's do this for you guys and girls at home so that you guys can get an idea of how much length you have here on this cable. And I'll just unravel it. But man, I've been excited. I want to go back into Earthbound so bad. That's been a game. If you've never played Earthbound, play Earthbound. I'll put it like that. If you're an RPG fan, play Earthbound. It's an awesome game. So this looks like a standard 6-foot cable. There's no way for me to show it to you on camera. But from here all the way up is about 6 feet. So you got ample space to reach out and play your games and do your gaming. Pretty exciting, guys. Pretty exciting. Anyway, guys, that's gonna just about do it for the unboxing and first look at the Super NES Classic. Guys, make sure you run out. It seems Nintendo has kept their part of the bargain. They said they were gonna make some extras. I was able to get me one. Go out and get you one, man. But anyway, I want to know how you guys feel about this. Are you guys excited about the console? Hit me up in the comment section down below. Also, if you like this kind of content, make sure you hit that like button. It does help the channel out tremendously. Follow us. I will have the social media links down in the description below. Guys, subscribe if you haven't already done so. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. But anyway, you know how we do. As always, in true Ruxman fashion, guys, slow down, but never stop. Ruxman out. Love you, baby. Mean it.